Hello, everybody. It's another episode of Post to Post with the host with the most. It's the Brothers of Discussion, G Diddy and the Pickle.
Oh, it's back.
How you doing, Pickle?
Pretty good, Diddy.
That's right.
It'll never die. I guess I need to lean into it a little bit.
It's okay, DK. Yeah, it's pretty good, man. This will be my final episode for the short future, in the present term, I guess.
Yeah, you're pulling an ROH. Time to start a new chapter.
I am starting a new chapter of my life. Gonna come back in April. oh, God forbid. Yeah, I'll be back on the Indies.
We are the Indies.
Exactly. We're gonna be the true Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be back too.
Sinclair didn't buy us out.
Please do. We like money.
I like free stuff.
Yep. Speaking of that, man, did you watch Final Battle, the final pay-per-view of the current incarnation of Ring of Honor that happened this weekend?
Indeed, I did.
You did? Yeah, it was it was a solid pay-per-view. Like, I didn't really, there was no real, weak point, per se. Like, there was a couple that kind of became snooze fest.
It's like, part of me always...
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, part of me always feels bad when I say it, but I had no investment in the women's match at all. And that right there was the only one that I was just like, eh. I mean, I watched it. It was a good match, but compared to some of the others, I was just like, eh.
I mean, to be 100%, up front, I didn't really watch Ring of Honor because I don't have what station they came on.
Yes, also true. Like, every so often, I'd catch some Ring of Honor stuff. Like, I tried to stay pretty well, like, at least knowing some of the things that were going on. I knew that Violence Unlimited had, been pretty well on a tear. I knew that Jonathan Gresham's faction, the Foundation, was, like, the Ring of Honor's version of the Undisputed Era, almost. Just winning belts and tearing ass. And so...
They tore more ass than a Bonnie Rotten video.
Oh. And beyond...
Blowout City.
Zing. And beyond, Danhausen being MIA, there wasn't much else for me to follow closely with that.
Yeah, and that was sort of my thing. But the surprises were still good. They were still solid. So, well, we already started. Let's get into that, man. You wanted to start over with Ring of Honor, sort of go over the final battle for anyone who may not have watched it?
Yeah, we'll do it. Go ahead and we'll say it. By the time you hear this, it'll be long enough to where we don't have to say spoiler alert, but we're going to go ahead and say spoiler alert, so you've been warned. Also, it's like Friday night. I was in Baltimore for the Circle Jerks concert, which was amazing. But had I known this was going on Saturday night in Baltimore, had I remembered, I almost would have tried to bought fucking tickets to this.
Oh, I didn't know it was in Baltimore, but
I would have been there for sure had I known, because as soon as I heard them saying, "Welcome to Baltimore, this Saturday, December 11th," I was just like, what the fuck? I was just there last night. God damn.
Saturday.
That doesn't flow as good as Sunday.
No, not at
but anyway, made me kind of upset, especially since I've lived like 2 hours, like at the most 2 hours from Baltimore with traffic for the past 6 years. And I've never once been able to see like one of their shows live because I don't know what it is. They never showed up advertised in my feed for events or anything.
Huh.
And I was just like, how in the fuck is this possible? I get advertisements for random ass fucking wrestling programs that I don't know shit about. But Ring of Honor, straight out of fucking Baltimore, I never once got an advertisement for them.
I know that this month, it may have already happened, there was a straight up Lucha Libre event with, he's the big wrestler with like blue something.
Blue Demon?
Yeah, he was going to be there.
I know
Psycho
this
Clown or whoever, like
month,
a lot of them.
End of this month, the big wrestling convention, Lucha Expo Lucha, is happening in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, one of those things. But
it's at the end of the month. My Eric, who's been on the show before from Boss Fight, he's going to be there, like with their stuff, pushing the Legends Lucha Libre line, etc. So I know he's been pushing for everyone that can make it out there to try and make it out to it, because it is literally like the last week of December. And apparently it's 3 days of nothing but crazy Lucha Libre house shows and wrestling convention. It'd be a hell of a lot of fun to go. But it's not in the cards right now. Anyway, talking Final Battle. One, there was a pre-show. It was 3 matches, a bunch of tag matches. We didn't watch any of it because, well, we watched the main thing. I had no real need to watch those. I mean, it was the Righteous going up against Shane Taylor Promotions for the first match, and the Righteous won. Next, it was Miranda Elias and the Allure versus Chelsea Green and the Hex, and the Hex and Chelsea Green lost. Following that, PJ Black, Flip Gordon, Brian Malonis, Beer City Bruiser, and world famous CB. Good old Cheeseburger.
Yeah, cheese. Yeah. I caught the tail end of that match. I didn't get to watch all the fun.
Yeah. I mean, if Cheeseburger's there, that's all that matters.
Yep.
I'm sad that he's not just going by Cheeseburger and that he had to make a really long name now. But, I mean, it's still Cheeseburger. I love him. Yeah. Good on him. Against LA. Say what?
He used to put a little bacon on the bones.
Yeah. Boy, he gets some meat on it. He needs to go from, the Big Mac to the double quarter pounder. Anywho, they beat LSG, Sledge, Max the Impaler, Demonic Flamita, and Will Ferrara in their 10-man tag match. But that brings us into the main card. First match. And what it feels like every time I've watched the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, I swear it feels like every one of their shows has started off by a luchador match.
It does feel that way.
I feel like the last 2 or 3 I've watched, that's what it's been. And this time was no different. Dragon Lee going up against Ray Horus.
And, I figured the outcome was going to be what it is, but this match did a good job of making me think, I might be wrong.
I know. I mean,
because, the long-term stalwart finally one-upping the pro, I guess you could say, even though I think Horus may have been around longer.
Yeah. It was a good one. I mean, it was a damn good match. Like, I like the build-up where they're like, they know each other's styles so well. They've gone against each other and tagged together and everything so many times. And it really played out where they had each other's number almost the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
But Dragon Lee's version, basically, of the V-triggers, it's fucking mean. Those running knee strikes that he does.
Yes.
Oh, especially when you notice that he busted Ray Horus's lip open with that first one.
For sure.
Because they were like, oh shit, he's fucking bleeding. I was like, oh my god. Because I've always heard that Dragon Lee worked stiff, and sometimes some people complain that he worked a little on the dangerous side. But,
he did break Hiromu's neck.
Yes.
So, comments
to put it lightly.
Comments are warranted in my book.
Yeah. But yes, that high-flying affair, especially right up front, all of the fucking crazy shit going on. And RoH is throwing out the best tope I've ever seen at the beginning of that match. Mm-hmm. It was beautiful because he was perpendicular to the floor for the entire flight. He did not do like most of them where they jump and they let their feet drop so that way they drag foot before they make contact. He was a straight up fucking cruise missile straight into Dragon Lee the entire way. It was textbook. It was perfect. It was a true suicide dive. Loved it. And honestly, I would have been happy with either outcome because I remember the first time I saw RoH wrestle a Ring of Honor show like a year or more ago. I was like, damn, he is good. And then to see this one with Dragon Lee, who I've seen wrestle with his crossover shit from CMLL and New Japan, I was just like, I already knew he was solid. And so this is just a great, great match. And of course, Dragon Lee pulled out the W. And it was clean, and you got the classic Code of Honor handshake and the hugs. I'm like, I'm all for it. Keep it going. Next, we had Grayson's second favorite wrestler in the world, Dalton Castle.
Yeah, I love Dalton Castle.
In a 4-corner match against Rhett Titus, Silas Young, and Joe Hendry.
I still miss the real boys, but I still like the fact he had 4 boys just doing awkward gestures while they walked around, like high knees and over-exaggerated stepping.
His faux boys.
Yeah, the faux boys.
I still enjoy how he feeds them out of his hand.
Yes. And they let him use them as stairs.
Mm-hmm. The only awkward part about his entrance was how long it fucking took him to find those bars in his cape.
Yeah.
I was like, I know he's having a hard time. It's not supposed to take this long. He's like, motherfucker. You know he's like that in the back of his head. He's like,
yep.
Fuck. And he's like, I found out. I was pleased by this match and also surprised. I'm always surprised because I always forget how agile Silas Young is.
For an older gentleman, that dude moves.
Oh, shit.
Like, he looks like he just smokes nothing but cigarettes and pounds beer.
I mean...
And he just goes out there like it's no problem whatsoever.
Yeah. He looks like he's a 6er, a 5th, and a pack of smokes a day.
Yeah. It looks like he's ready to go hang out with the Angels.
Yeah.
Hell's Angels.
I know, shit, man. He looks fucking surly. It's like what the Butcher's gonna look like when he gets old.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Just, more tattoos.
Of course.
Beyond Silas Young and Dalton Castle, I know the other two in passing. How about yourself?
Did you say who they were?
Rhett Titus and Joe Hendry.
No, I don't know them.
Don't know them? Okay. I wasn't aware, but I did like their ways. They did do well.
They were fine. I think that's the one where Rhett Titus won.
Yes.
Yeah. I know he's just been there forever and a day and never won a belt. So since it was their going away and he was a long tenured veteran for the company, they gave him his due.
They threw him a bone with the TV title.
Yep.
So let me give you the belt that's never going to be used.
Yep. But still, it was more of a thank you, I think.
I know. It was a good gesture if that's what they were going for. And, I mean, they sold it. I mean, Dalton Castle was in the ring hardly any.
Yeah.
He was just there to fucking ham it up.
Mm-hmm.
And they pretty much played the angle like he's going to lose doing shit outside the ring the whole time. And, for a fact, it certainly happened. But, yeah. I mean, again, Silas Young, I don't know how he does what he does. He's leaping over the ropes, doing fucking senton splashes, doing that weird headstand thing on the turnbuckle.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive as fuck. I always forget about it. It just wows me every time. It's one of those. Next, honestly, one of my favorite parts of Ring of Honor, and still a really enjoyable match. I like the Pure Division.
It was fun. They're fun.
And Josh Woods versus the Mecca, Brian Johnson, was pretty solid. I like how it's a match that has what feels like proper strategy behind it. And, you know, while Johnson brought in like sneaky heel style shit with his weird taped up knucks and all the eye rakes and the closed fisted punches, etc. I was just like, man, I still get behind this. This is good. So I was happy with it. Real happy. What were your thoughts on this match overall?
It was fine. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way just because I forgot it was for the Ring of Honor Pure and they have different rule sets. Mm-hmm. So I I completely forgot. And then when the ending with the choke out on the turbo, I'm like, the motherfucker is on the ropes.
I will say that was a beautiful fucking choke out, though. It just looked nasty.
Yeah, but it was just, it threw me off, and then when I realized it, I was like, cool, but I still just,
you were pissed because you didn't realize it and it threw you off your game.
Yeah. So, it's not getting the credit it deserves from me right now.
I got you. You gotta let that salt, dilute a little bit.
Yeah. I gotta let that marinate for a bit.
Yeah, just because it was a Pure Division and how fast Woods made Johnson lose all of his 3 ring breaks, I was just like, I like the storytelling. Plus, the Pure Division match, watching it closely, they had the best almost 3 count kickouts of any match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I shit you not, I swear that ref's hand was like, if it were any close, like you couldn't slide a sheet of paper between his hand and the canvas when they would kick out. That's how fucking close it was. They were the best last second kickouts I've ever seen. And the more I see the Mecha wrestle, the more I fucking hate his character. In the good way that you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And it's working for him. Because I remember watching him and Danhausen wrestle a while back. And I was just like, this dude fucking sucks. I want Danhausen to beat his ass. and Danhausen did. Makes me happy. Either way, that choke out on the fucking turnbuckle, just to, really add insult to injury that he couldn't do a rope break, was, like, honestly, that was the icing on the cake for that match. That's what did it for me. Alright, next. The Fight Without Honor. Shane Taylor and Kenny King.
Dude, fuck this match in such a good way.
Oh God, it was fucking mean.
It was brutal as hell, and I'm fairly certain some ring crew got hurt from that one ladder spot on the side.
Oh shit, where they had to hold it when he went for that pile driver?
Yeah, because it looked like one dude let go like he was supposed to, but the other guy kept holding it, and it just slammed him in the face, and when they kept, he was just laying there. And Logan goes, I think he's hurt. And I was like, I don't know if he's just selling it or not, because, that's what they do, and he wasn't really moving. But, nah, dude, it looked like it just popped him in the face.
I'd about say it did, but, I mean, all things considered, that fucking strong style exchange of blows, followed by a goddamn package pile driver on a fucking ladder stretched from the ring to the guardrail, and then also missing the center of the ladder and clipping the side and just going straight to the ground. They hit the ladder.
I was surprised no one got hurt from that spot.
I don't know how they're not dead. I mean, I figured the big dude Taylor fucking would have broke his ass. The way he hit, I'm like, God damn. Fuck.
And then he gets in the ring and does another one onto a chair.
No shit. Like, they were doing some nasty spots. Like, And the story arc is like they've been a tag team forever, and they just got pissed at each other, and so they were going to fucking fight it out and bury the hatchet.
Yep.
And they damn sure did. And the trash talk that fucking Kenny King was throwing at him, like, fucking do it.
Yeah.
I was just like, holy shit. Like, there was some good storytelling in this match.
For being, a hardcore match, essentially.
Yeah.
It's, that's rare to get, is a good story with those. It's usually it's all about the violence. But this one, there is violence, but it was all about the story. These people from the same group finally just going head to head after some multitude of disagreements. And then the end was a feel-good moment because, he gave them the shirt, they hugged it out, and it seems all is well.
Mm-hmm. But, they got it out of their system because, it seems like it's that classic thing. It's like, you may be pissed, but let's just fucking hash it out right here. Boom, 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 like fucking men, and call it a day. And that's what they did.
Yep.
They got their shit out, settled it in the ring, and left all the other bullshit behind them. And I was like, that is a nice story arc. It did enough to catch me up on it, for me hardly watching any Ring of Honor, not really knowing enough. The commentary plus the way the story was told in the ring, I grasped what the deal was. Mm-hmm. I wanted to actually go back and learn more about it because I thought it was that kind of good. But I will tell you, they did not fuck around with their kendo stick swings. Unprotected chair shot to the forehead. Or not chair shot, unprotected trash can shot to the head. I was just like, they're doing this shit old style. I was surprised. What do you think was the worst spot in that match besides the Bridge of Doom?
There's nothing that can even come close to the Bridge of Doom.
I do think we should forever call that the Bridge of Doom.
I'm fine with this.
Yes, we here at Post have coined that. It is now the Bridge of Doom. Anytime a long fucking ladder is set between the ring and the guardrail, it's the Bridge of Doom.
And done.
And done. Thank you, and you're welcome, world. All right, following this really good hardcore match, Roxy going up against Willow Nightingale for the Women's Championship.
Was this the match you were talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't care. I didn't know either of them.
I'd heard of Roxy before, but it was just, it was a good women's match. They did a good job. It was not long, as you expected. It was less than 10 minutes long. The big thing about this match, though, was the post-match.
Yeah.
Because damn, Deonna Purrazzo walked out and said, my bitch ass gonna get all the belts, basically. She's like, I've never had that one. It's mine now. And she challenged Roxy to a winner-take-all because apparently Purrazzo is going to, in her words, win the Impact Knockouts Championship again. She still has the AAA Championship, so she's putting both of those on the line just to go after the ROH Women's Championship coming up here in a future pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. My issue with that whole segment was like, I didn't believe Roxy was mad or anything. She just had like a perma grin and just seemed excited. And I'm like, this bitch is coming out talking shit and ready to whip your ass. And you're just standing there like, oh my god, hey, let's go to the mall and get milkshakes.
Are you talking about when Purrazzo came out?
Yeah.
I thought she just looked way over, like, hyped, excited. Like, she didn't care. She was talking shit. She's like, let's fucking do it. Let's go. Like, not even angry. She's just like, yes, let's fucking do it. Let's fucking go.
I just felt like she was making an agreement to go to the mall for some Haagen-Dazs. Like, it just, I don't know. The handshake, the, like, stiff, excited arm handshake thing, like, reach out. I don't know. It didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
I do see Purrazzo whipping her ass, though. No offense, Roxy. But I wonder if they are going to do that and sort of go with her being like the champ everywhere, because she's got a pretty big push behind her right now.
I know. I was surprised she dropped the fucking knockouts belt to begin with.
Who'd she lose it to? Do you remember?
Shit.
Mickey James?
Yep, Mickey James, because there was all that jaw jacking between Mickey James when she first came back.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that that's what they did.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, sorry about that. Best news I've seen in a bit. I kind of want to save it for when we talk about AEW, but I kind of want to say it now.
Okay, go ahead.
Brody King!
Get the fuck out of here.
Right now, he signs with AEW, son.
That is very good news. That makes me happy as fuck. Don't say any more. Don't say what he's doing.
I'm not.
I'll be watching it tomorrow.
I don't know. This was something John sent me in the chat. Okay. So it's just the ringside news article saying Brody King has signed with AEW.
Nice. Breaking news.
It seems like it's working out exactly like I talked about, but we'll bring that up when we get to AEW. Sorry about that breaking news. All right, back to ROH. But this was slightly related because the next match on the card was Violence Unlimited. Brody King, Homicide, Tony Deppen, and Rocky Romero versus EC3, Eli Isom, Taylor Rust, and Tracy Williams.
Mm-hmm.
This is a decent match.
It was a fun match. I didn't mind it. I feel like everyone had a little bit of time to get their spots in. But really, the whole time, I won't lie, I really just paid attention to Violence Unlimited.
Yeah, I did too.
That's it. And Rocky, I didn't really watch the other team, I guess you could say, in,
I enjoyed Taylor Rust. I did. And as always, when I see EC3 wrestle, I can't help but notice how weird his fucking abdominal muscles look. I mean, motherfucker's jacked, don't get me wrong, but the way his genetics have built that area, I'm just like, that's just fucking weird looking to me.
It's like muscular pregnancy.
It pooches out.
Yeah.
That's all I can say, but I mean, don't get me wrong, dude is fucking in shape as a motherfucker, and I would not fuck with him because he would rip me in two. But I see it, and I look at it, and this is my thoughts on it. It's fucking weird. That's as far as I'm going to go with it. And, he did real, real good. And we knew for a fact that Brody King wasn't going to take a pinfall. We knew EC3 wasn't going to take a pinfall. Or any of the others. Poor Eli Isom, I believe it was. Was it Eli? Yeah. Or was it Tracy? It was Eli.
I think it was Eli.
Yeah, I believe it was Eli as well. Took that nasty fucking powerbomb, sit out, ultra powerbomb from Brody. Whew. Mean as hell. And Brody gets him for the win. But going back, I like seeing Tony Deppen work, but I didn't feel like he was in the ring that much.
Yeah.
Homicide's always fun. I hope he comes to AEW to work with Kingston so they can resurrect that tag team from the first year of NWA. The only thing in that entire match that I found awkward was Homicide's Abdullah the Butcher spot, where he pulled the fork out.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, man, you're working too safe with that fork. You got to get mean with it. I mean, it was awkward as hell, and I kind of felt it when he was up in there digging in fucking EC3's armpit with it. But the whole time I was watching, I was like, man, you've got the fork turned curved side out. So that way you're just sliding it across him. You're not jabbing him, man. You didn't fishhook shit. But still yet, all things fun. Rocky Romero being Rocky Romero. Even for Odd Man Out, he still gelled with that team very well.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, the biggest part of that match, honestly, beyond Brody King being a giant, was the post-match promo that EC3 cut and the call-outs.
So, at the end of the match, EC3 essentially took the mic and started talking mad shit. I'm pretty sure it was all reference to Sinclair Broadcasting and how they pretty much made their money and then kicked him to the curb.
Mm-hmm.
And then he spoke, I think, to Eli and then someone else on the team. I don't remember who it was, or if they were even on the team. They may have just came out to help Eli. I think they were partners or something. I don't know.
It was a couple of earlier matches. Fucking Brian Johnson came out. Eli was still out, and one other guy from earlier in the night. I forget who it was. Offhand.
Yeah. Well, kept saying stuff to him, and it sounded like he was offering them a spot to come join him and all this stuff. And then he started kind of talking out both sides of his mouth, and then said, "Release the Titan." And then, sure as shit, look at Braun Strowman comes out. So his new wrestling name.
But his real name.
Adam Scherr. They did say Adam Scherr, that's right. But his wrestling, I think, name will be Titan.
Yeah, his nickname. Yeah.
Yeah. And he came out, pretty much just laid waste to Eli.
Yeah.
Like,
was that Buddy Murphy with him as well?
No. Who were
those other dudes?
That one was Wesley Blake, who was with the Forgotten Sons in WWE and released before Jackson Riker.
Yeah.
The other guy, he looked 100% familiar to me, but I can't tell you who he is.
I know, I was trying to figure it out, because the one with the longer hair looked so much like Buddy Murphy to me, like from the brief moments that I was able to see his face. That's why I needed to ask, because I could not tell who he was. But yeah, I was trying to figure it out, because they all had the Control Your Narrative shirt on, which is, kind of EC3's thing and Titan's thing as of late.
Yeah.
And it's all about they control their destiny, not the three-letter companies. So it's like they've created some crazy faction, and I wonder what's going to come of that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're just going to be this rogue nation that travels from promotion to promotion, wrecking house.
And it's really funny, because that second guy, who we don't know who he is, he looks so familiar to me. He looks like someone I've seen before, and I feel like I should know who it is. But every article is like, where Wesley Blake, EC3, Adam Scherr, unidentified person.
Really?
Yeah.
Unidentified.
So no one knows who he is, but I'm pretty certain he has a name. I feel like I've seen him before. But yeah, so they beat the shit out of Eli and the other guy. I forgot his name. And then carried them out of the ring. So it looks like they're going to sort of kidnap / this was more of just an initiation.
Yeah.
Hazing or something.
Indoctrinating them.
Yeah, and then bringing them in. And they'll either, who knows what's going to happen. That's a lot of talent assigned to just show up in an organization.
I would like for them to have like the backing of one company in particular. Whoever it is, I don't know. But I also like the idea of them being an independent entity that travels from promotion to promotion.
Yes.
So to speak, controlling their narrative. They're not going to let any of the three-letter companies tell them, air quotes, what to do. They're going to do it on their terms. And so it's almost like, imagine like the Nation of Domination, but it's them dominating the other, air quotes, nations, a la the different promotions.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the vibe I get. They're just this rogue cell of just fucking behemoths and dark horses doing what they want to do to take back the business. It just makes sense for them to be something that's not tied to anyone, but getting financial backing from someone, of course. They need to have that. But I would like to see them pop up everywhere just a little bit. Mm-hmm. Maybe they do some New Japan Strong here. Maybe they do some Impact over here. A little bit of AEW here. Maybe they do some GCW here. You know?
Yeah.
NWA. It'd be good stuff. And it would make sense. Next. Goddamn. These last two matches were some of the best of the night. Bar none. I mean, we kind of knew they were going to be. But these next two, it's hard for me to tell which one I like the most between the two. Because the next match is the Briscoe brothers going up against the OGK.
Yep.
And, goddamn, as good as the OGK is, as much as I like, you know, Taven and Bennett, I'm going to pull for the Dem Boys.
Yep.
And, sure enough, I backed the winning horse, but at the same time, even though the storytelling was real good and you wondered whether it was going to happen or not, because this is another one of those where it had you wondering, because of all of the fucking, like, false finishes, etc. I was super happy. And the Briscoes pretty much are the tag team, like the tag team of tag teams in ROH. 12 fucking time champions now.
Yep.
It's like they opened the house and then they closed it down. I'd say spot of the match for that one. Goddamn Matt Taven and Mike Bennett's Tope Doomsday Device.
Yeah, that was solid.
That was fucking great. Because, I mean, we thought the Briscoes were going to do an apron to the floor Doomsday Device, but that got reversed. And then fucking Bennett hoists one of the boys up. I forget which one exactly. I can never remember if it was Jay or Mark. I always get them mixed up. I think it was Mark. But anyway, then Taven hits the ropes, and he tope clothesline over the fucking top rope Doomsday Devices into the fucking floor. I was like, holy shit. And then he rolls him into the ring and proceeds to hit Mark Briscoe with 3 fucking finishers before the last second when Jay dives in and breaks up the pin. It was nuts. And then there was still a little back and forth. And then apparently it turned into fucking Jay drivers the rest of the match. I swear to God, he hit it so many fucking times.
Yeah.
Good stuff, either way. The Briscoes are one of those tag teams where when I saw them, I was just like, I don't like the redneck aesthetic, the redneck hood aesthetic, that weird, you know what I'm talking about.
For the Briscoes?
Yeah, it's like back when I just don't dig it. But now it's like, I like the Briscoes. They've grown on me. Just like when I first saw the Bucks, I fucking hated the shit out of them. But then they grew on me, and I enjoy them much more. It was just like, I'm not sure what it was. There was something about them that just irked me. And then slowly as I've seen it, I was just like, oh, okay, I get it. Now I'm not irked by it any longer. For it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Great fucking match. Great fucking match. Anything in particular that stood out for you?
Not really. For me, it just it was a sort of standard affair for the Briscoes. I think the main surprising thing was just the fact that they got, Homeboy got busted real quick.
Yeah.
I feel like it was the blink of an eye after the match started. He was just pouring blood around that left eye.
Mm-hmm. I think he wanted to do a small one, and he gigged himself a little too deep.
I can believe it.
Because, I mean, he was laying in the floor for a while, and what sent him over wasn't something that would have busted you open like that.
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be like a light one, and then he just kind of pulled a Dustin and opened up a bit too much. After the Briscoe affair, as you mentioned, the standard Briscoe business with the awkward blood spot, it brings us to the main event, Jonathan Gresham versus Jay Lethal for the original and vacant ROH World Championship.
Yep.
Well, as much as I, secretly was like, it'd be cool if Jay Lethal won, I knew he wasn't, because he just signed with AEW. He was official AEW talent going into this match. I knew, even though he's been, loyal to ROH for a very long time, since he signed, he was not going to, get this title. Jonathan Gresham, being the current ROH talent, was definitely going to get it. And the story worked out real well because those two started the foundation together, apparently. And then Gresham took over.
Yeah. And
made it into his own, returning ROH to a more classic wrestling style. And God damn it, I'll say it again and again and again. I love watching Jonathan Gresham wrestle. The Octopus is the fucking man.
Yeah.
And I would love to see him get picked up by AEW too. I would love it.
I think he would go to Impact.
I mean, probably, but I'm just thinking of the beautiful straight up wrestling matches I could see between him and Bryan Danielson. And I'd be super happy with those. I can't think of anyone else right offhand beyond maybe Daniel Garcia, who would do that old school wrestling style thing with him. It was a good match. And they really talked up Gresham's versatility the entire time. Mm-hmm. And I felt that was smart. Because it kind of clued you in on where the match was going without giving it away too much.
My thoughts, the only thing I do know is I read it, and that match was originally supposed to be around the 20-some-odd minute mark.
Mm-hmm.
But the show was running over, so they ended up cutting their match in half to about 13 minutes.
15:35 is what I see the match time right now.
Okay. Well, regardless, it was supposed to be in the 20s.
Oh,
mid-20s, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of, big moments, so I see why they had to cut it down. But honestly, for a last show, fuck it, run over time. What are they going to do? Fire
the pay-per-view cut would feed, or would the pay-per-view feed would cut.
I mean, there's that, but still, I mean, in the grand scheme...
And then they'd get a WCW situation where you're not seeing the ending of the pay-per-view, and then you'd have to give it to them or refund them.
But I mean, in the truest sense, it's why put a time limit on the air quotes final show like that? Yeah. It's pay-per-view as well. Who are they interrupting?
Right.
So I'm just what's the fucking point? Just let them run. You're supposed to be doing all these heartfelt, thanks Ring of Honor things, but then when they run over because of this sort of stuff, you just start cutting minutes off the matches.
And then on top of that, it was actually a pretty good feel-good. It was a feel-good match because the whole locker room emptied it out and surrounded the ring for the finish.
I really like that. I did. Yeah. I really enjoyed how the whole locker room spilled out and circled the ring and were cheering on everybody. It was damn good.
Yep.
Damn good. And the little clip at the end where it said the end of one era, is the beginning of a new one. I'm just that's cool. I hope this isn't the end of Ring of Honor. I do. It's just, as of right now, with all of their major names in limbo, I'm racking my brain to think, how are you going to rebound unless you work out some sort of deal with all these other companies who are going to pick up your talent to use them regularly on your shows.
They won't. That's the whole thing. They're restructuring. They're going full indie.
Mm. Is that what they're doing now for sure, for sure?
Yeah, that's what they said. They're going back to being a full-fledged indie promotion.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, I knew they were restructuring. It's just like, I'm still wondering, like, what's going to be their major draw. Because even if they're going full indie, they're going to have someone that's going to pull in people.
Maybe.
I mean, either way, it could still work out. It's just, it's going to be odd, to say the least.
Yeah.
Real odd. I mean, I don't know if they're going to capture their version of lightning in a bottle again, but I do hope that then, like, cutting ties with Sinclair is going to help them kind of get their shit back on track. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I hope that whatever they come back as, it has a quick turnaround for them. So that way they can, just do well, period. I would like to see them be a viable place to partner with. I won't say compete with. To at least partner with some of these other companies, you know? Just for name's sake only.
Yeah. They should do is just sell their back catalog to Tony Khan.
They could. It'd be a smart financial decision.
I mean, he already did them a solid in my book. To help their card stay pretty good, considering their champion had to vacate the title. Danhausen wasn't there, and they allowed their former talent who were signed with them to give thank you messages, which not a single WWE talent was allowed to.
Nope.
So, I mean, he's already done the most for them in that regard. So, and he gave talent there to perform, like FTR.
Which totally slipped my mind. I forgot to mention the FTR spot after the fucking Briscoe match. I kicked myself now because that's going to be a fucking great blow off when that happens.
Yeah.
Because all those fucking Twitter promos and videos have been top shelf, and they have been fucking mean. Mean. So I'm hoping for something good from that. But yeah, Tony Khan definitely, showed them they're like, because, I mean, we know there's been a little bit of, I won't say truly bad blood, but there's been a little bit of a fly in ROH's bonnet ever since AEW started, because that's where all their big top guys went. And just because I thought that was a good move on their part, letting those guys do that thing, letting some of the talent show up, and then just hearing ROH thank AEW because they loaned talent, NWA because they loaned talent, Impact because they had talent perform and do other stuff on there. It was good stuff. It was real good. Oh, and they mentioned New Japan as well, because Rocky's there, so he's New Japan. So, yeah, 4 different promotions working with a 5th to put on one final, big show.
Yep.
A final battle, if you will. See what I did there? There's good stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, all things considered, I was super happy with this show, and also very sad that we probably won't see another one like this for a real long time.
Till April, at least, but even then, you won't have the name value.
No. They're not going to be putting asses in seats at MSG or anything like that again.
Nope.
Hell, they probably won't even run the Hammerstein because it's too fucking expensive. Because that's the reason they stopped running the Hammerstein to begin with, when they had money.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, we'll take a step away. We'll hit some of the other high notes. Where do we want to go first? Let's go ahead. We'll hit the short news first. We'll stop off in AEW because, one, we haven't had a chance to watch Winter Is Coming yet. By the time you guys hear this, we'll probably have seen it. But at the time of recording, we haven't. We've had the big Adam Page and Bryan Danielson match spoiled for me because of AEW's social media team, which I think needs to slow their fucking roll and just tease. Don't give away the finish of the matches. Just tease.
Just do what you do 90% of the time and blow up my notifications with spots.
Yeah.
Don't give away the ending.
Yeah, I'm fine with spots. Show me all the spots and say, holy shit, you're missing a great match. Or, oh my god, can you believe this finish? That sort of shit. Don't fucking tell me who goddamn wins. That ruins viewership. If they know the finish and they've seen clips, like some of these clips give away the whole fucking match almost, no one's gonna fucking tune in. I mean, that's my thoughts on it. Do I have as much drive to go and watch Dynamite now that Winter is coming rather, now that I know the finish to the big match of the night? I don't have as much drive. I'm still gonna do it. But if I were another type of person, I probably wouldn't. I'd be like, oh, that's cool. I can just go look at the clips on their fucking Instagram page and watch it for free. Done. Check. Makes no sense. But anywho, we'll have it watched before too long. We'll talk about it more next week, or I'll talk about it more next week with someone else, because Grayson won't be here. But either way, something's going to happen. We'll talk about it. Anywho, some things out of AEW. Last week on Rampage, it finally happened. Hook made his debut.
Yes.
Yes. Apparently it was pretty good.
Didn't watch it.
I saw clips.
So I watched the whole match.
You did?
So it was Hook versus Fuego.
Mm-hmm. I knew that.
Everyone's favorite jobber.
Yep.
Hook came out, dude. Hook looks like $1 million.
Yeah.
He's got unique ring attire. He comes out in like.
He looks like he's a Muay Thai fighter.
Yeah, he comes out in like those silk Muay Thai boxing trunk type deals. Not high waisted, so it's not really boxing. But
yeah,
he comes out. He makes a full lap around the ring and it just kind of lets you soak it in, because that was a big deal. Because he's been on our screen for like months.
For a while, yeah.
And everyone's just been clamoring for it, and it's finally happening. So it just sucks.
Send Hook.
And then he gets in the ring, and it was just a fun match. Like, Fuego got some offense in and all that, but it was mainly just a showcase of Hook, and he sort of did his dad's thing in terms of, like, it was just a bunch of throws and suplexes, pretty much.
The true suplex city.
Yeah. And then the finish was sort of Fuego went for his whirlwind DDT, and Hook just, nope, not happening. He just carried it. He just stayed standing after he dropped off, and then threw him. And then put him in the Red Rum, which is a modified Tazmission.
I was going to say, did he put him in a Tazmission?
Yeah, it's modified, and Taz on commentary indicated it was a modified version of his move, and he called it the Red Rum.
I like it.
And then my only thing is when Hook. The only negative I have is when Hook plays to the crowd. And it could just be, they told him to sort of do that, like do it kind of hurried for time or something, but he didn't really. He'd throw his arms up and then throw them back down real fast, like, what? But it wasn't like a soak it in type deal. It was just a quick look at them, throw your hands up, and then put them back down as fast as possible. It looks more like a wide arm shoulder shrug.
I gotcha.
Yeah. But that's the only negative I have, is he should draw out his playing to the crowd a little bit. But dude, I think they got money right there with Hook. just keep this slow build. Let them just keep doing the jobbers. Don't put them on dark. Don't let them wrestle on dark. Keep them on Rampage.
Yeah.
And then slowly and then surely put them in a semi-good match on Dynamite. And then just keep it going.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
He'd be good. He's going to be good.
I think he has a lot of potential. If he's going to go up against anybody higher up than your classic workhorse jobbers, I wonder.
I also feel like with his persona and the way that he carried himself, he wouldn't even need to really be on the mic.
No, he had a good attitude.
Yeah,
from what I saw, like he had this self-assured, without coming across like hokey, like strut. Like he was like, I'm here for fucking business, and that's it.
And that's how I feel like I would love to just see a wrestler just come out, handle business, leave. Like no story-driven talking, just story-driven action. I feel like Hook could pull it off because that's pretty much how it was then. He won, and he didn't really do anything in post-match. He just, all right, I won, leave.
All right, I'm done. Later.
Yep, but it wasn't, hurry up, gotta get out of the ring for the next match. It was more of a, that's business.
Yeah. I did this, eat shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so I wanted to watch that match so bad just because when I saw that Hook debuted, I was like, fuck, now I gotta watch goddamn Rampage even sooner. And, well, I haven't been able to watch it due to technical issues. But hopefully I'll get a chance to. If not, I'll catch Hook round 2. Mm-hmm. Other AEW stuff is kind of AEW adjacent. One, we did just get done talking about ROH and talking about the Briscoes a lot. Well, big rumors as of, last week into this week, even more so now after FTR ran in and attacked the Briscoes. Places are reporting they are very heavily rumored and likely to sign with AEW. And a lot of people say the same thing you're thinking. Is like, AEW doesn't need another fucking tag team. But this is the goddamn Briscoes.
Yep. Them boys.
Let them boys come play. Because they are going to talk mad shit. They're going to get all of the fucking heat when they want it. And they are going to have the crowd eating from the fucking palms of their hands. And to see a reinvigorated Young Bucks and Briscoes feud would be grand. And just the fact that now you've got FTR in the mix, who have a hard-hitting style like the Briscoes, makes me just as happy. I'm fucking for it. So if this rumor turns out to be true, AEW will be for the better. And as you heard already, Brody King is signed. It's official. And even so, fucking Malachi Black, rather, I keep wanting to use his old name, has been hinting about a new member of the House of Black. And I know I said it way, way back when we first heard about this ROH release talent. I was like, Brody King's probably going to end up in AEW, and he's going to be teamed up with Malachi because they already do their tag team under that name in things like Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, etc. Mm-hmm. It's perfect. It's already built. There's no need to try and format anything because it comes pre-packaged, ready to go. So I'm ready to see fucking Brody King roll out one day soon. Either one, in his weird ski mask thing. That's the only part that kinda, with his whole entrance gimmick, that I'm not really sold on. Or if he comes out with like a crazy skull face mask, kinda like Malachi does. I'm for that too. I feel like that would be the best option to create some synergy between the two beyond tons of tattoos. But yes, I'm super stoked. And finally, the biggest AEW news of them all. And the 4th time it's happened, it feels like. 100th time it's happened. I don't know how many fucking times it's happened. But, goddamn DDP. Hey, you know. He has recently threw a surprise wedding. Most people throw fucking surprise parties. Not DDP. No. He's like, I've done regular weddings too many fucking times. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to throw a fucking surprise wedding. And he's like, boom, bitch. It's a wedding. So he married his 47-year-old girlfriend. So, congratulations, DDP.
Boo. This is like the 5th or 6th one, so whatever.
I have no idea how many. He's been married a ton of times. I'm just going to be nice and say, congratulations, I hope this one works out.
There you go.
I hope that the flexibility created by your yoga program keeps her coming back.
Yup.
Yep. You don't want another wedding getting out of pocket. So from there, let's take a short trip to the land of the rising sun and just hit a little New Japan real fast. So, just short and sweet. Many things have happened. World Tag League and Best of Super Juniors wrapped up. A lot of these matches are real solid. I'm not going to super go into them because, well, there are just a lot of them. Anywho, the rundown. Best of Super Juniors. You had Hiromu and Yo in the finals. Yo making a stellar comeback in the tournament. We thought it was going to be Sho since he was cutting all those massive promos and he was looking like a beast. But no, Yo, the one that he beat the shit out of when he went to Bullet Club and has just called weak the entire time, pulled the classic Japanese wrestling comeback and wound up in the finals against Hiromu. However, it wasn't the Cinderella story one would think. The time bomb blew his ass up. Hiromu won Best of Super Juniors, so Hiromu has a date with that belt again at Wrestle Kingdom coming up in January. Followed by that, you had in the finals Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto for Chaos going up against Evil and Yujiro Takahashi in the finals of World Tag League. My boy, our boy, the Tokyo Pimp made it to the fucking finals of World Tag League. G.O.D. didn't make it. Chase Owens Vale didn't make it. The Tokyo Pimp did, though. And it makes me happy. However, Chaos wins. Yoshihashi and Goto are the winners of World Tag League, and they are set to go up against Zack Sabre Jr. and Tai Chi, the Dangerous Techers, at Wrestle Kingdom. Which has the potential to be a good match, and honestly, I'm hoping that ZSJ and Tai Chi retain. Because as much as I like Goto, and I do enjoy Yoshihashi, I don't want them to win. I just don't think they're that kind of good as a tag team. Other Wrestle Kingdom news, also today at that event, Katsuyori Shibata made the announcement that he is coming out of retirement and he officially has a match at Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th. And that right there is some big fucking news, because after his exhibition match, impromptu exhibition match with Zack Sabre Jr., I can only hope that it's another, like, clean classic wrestling match. But part of me, just because it harkens back to his debut and this isn't Shibata's debut, I have the sneaking suspicion it'll be the revenge match for him against Kenta.
Could be.
Because you remember when Kenta debuted, he was with Shibata, and then he turned his back and attacked Shibata to join Bullet Club?
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is the setup for that. I could be totally wrong, because if it's anybody that's good at fucking swerviness, it's goddamn New Japan. They're wizards at the swerve. But I feel like Shibata versus Kenta would be a great match for his return. Or, especially if it's only going to be a one-off return, have him get that rub. But if it's going to be a permanent return, maybe that's better to build up a storyline for. I don't know. I kind of like the idea either way, but part of me feels like it's going to be straight into Kenta. Now, the final bit of New Japan news for our toy-loving folks, myself mainly, maybe a little bit towards yourself, Grayson. Either way. The leader of Suzuki-gun himself, Minoru Suzuki, shared images on Instagram the other day of a prototype action figure of himself. It looked damn fucking good. So, officially, through Super 7, Minoru Suzuki is getting an action figure. And I believe it will be part of the New Japan run, because a lot of people were wondering, are they going to do another series of the New Japan wrestling figures? Because they did the first wave, which was Tanahashi, Ospreay, Okada, and Ishii, and then they did the second wave, which I haven't had shipped to me yet, but they're in my hold at Big Bad Toy Store, which was LIJ at the time, Naito, Bushi, Evil, and Hiromu. So, my guess is this will be the next wave. I wonder who else could be in it.
Yano.
Fuck Yano.
Oh, God. Only for John. Key it in.
Only for John.
Only for John. If there's a Yano action figure, I almost feel like I should pony up the near $50 for it just to send it to him.
Fuck Yano.
Fucking cold man.
I mean, it's done from a place of love, not hate. That's a very expensive joke, but I'm committed to the gimmick. Personally, I'm hoping it's going to be Suzuki-gun and Sonata, because they already did LIJ, but they left out Sonata, and technically they left out Shingo as well, but that's okay. Not saying that I don't want a Shingo Takagi action figure, I would really like one, but I feel like they need to do Sonata first. And if they're doing Suzuki, you kind of need Zack Sabre Jr. in there.
Yeah, that's true.
You need El Desperado in there. And then the third spot you could throw to either one, you can make it Shingo, do 2 and 2. Or you could do 3 Suzuki, 1 LIJ, because their waves are only 4 or 5 figures.
Yeah.
So I feel like Suzuki and Suzuki and ZSJ are great choices. I mean, Suzuki we already know is getting a figure. I would kill for a Zack Sabre Jr. figure. Sonata needs one, and then I would really, really, really like to get an El Desperado figure. Those are the 4 that I would prefer to see, personally. But we'll see. We'll see. If they show up, they show up. If not, at least I know a Suzuki figure's coming, and I will probably get it. All right. Now, to the last segment Vince McMahon's House of Lies, WWE. Yes. The saddest of news came today. We have been super hyped about possibilities with this for so long. All those teases on social media. All for naught. No. The rug has been jerked out from beneath us. We've been kicked in the dick. Kevin Owens has re-signed a multi-year deal with WWE. I'm at a loss.
Money talks.
It's true.
That's right. All it is he wasn't gonna make as much as Vince was gonna offer from AEW, so might as well take it. And they probably made it worth a damn.
Yeah.
Compared to most other people, because from what I hear is they were high up and really wanting to re-sign them. But I mean, at the same point, part of it's probably we've been taking mad L's. We need a W, boys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure the only reason they can offer him enough to keep him from going to AEW is because of all the people they've already fired who went to AEW that they wanted to keep.
Yep.
That's the only reason. I mean, it makes me sad. And I don't fault him for taking more money. But from one standpoint, I'm like, creative control is better than money if you can go somewhere where you're still going to be making bank.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it is what it is. Maybe his contract has a guaranteed title reign.
Maybe.
I could see that being a reason to stay. Because it's been a while since he's had a belt.
Guaranteed 24 hours.
Man, I wouldn't take that action. That's too short. I mean, But, I mean, no fault to him. It just makes me sad that we don't get to see Mount Rushmore.
Yes. I was really hoping for that.
I was too. I mean, how long's the usual WWE contract? Like, what, 3-4 years?
They've been doing 5 years.
5 years, you say?
But, it could change. That was when AEW first started and they were just lapping up talent.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens. I mean, who knows? Before too long, if WWE keeps cutting people loose, they might be like, well, we kind of gave him too much money. Give him the X.
Yeah.
It could happen. It's happened to most of the former indie darlings that they had. We shall see. But, I mean, good on him. Make that money. Chase that paper, Kevin Owens. Chase that paper. Other things. Raw attendance in Minneapolis.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
Holy shit. If you people out there have not seen these pictures yet, do yourself a favor and look them up. On the off-camera side, it's basically just like, what, the front 15 rows of people, maybe?
Yeah.
And then empty bleachers all the way back.
Yeah, it's super empty.
I mean, hell, I guarantee you if people bought the fucking nosebleed seats over there, they just walked down and sat damn near ringside for free.
Oh, yeah, they were, from what I read, they directed people to the hard camera side.
That is nuts. Like, WWE can usually draw wherever they go. Like, at least enough to where they don't have to do that. Unless this is some sort of, fallout from the rise of Omicron. You never know. That saying it like that made it sound like a fucking Transformers movie.
Yes.
Well, it makes sense. That fucking virus is a Transformer if you think about it. Man, layered. But anyway, that could be what it is. it could be concerns of fans from that, so they opted to get refunds and not come, and so it made the show look super empty. But could just be the fact that people don't have as much faith in the WWE product anymore after all these layoffs. Because, I mean, it's over 100 fucking people they've laid off in the past year and a half.
Yeah, I think I saw a post, like, the number of people they laid off is more than Impact's entire roster.
Oh, yeah, I guarantee it.
Like, 3 times over.
Oh, I don't doubt that in the least. In the least. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, it was a fucking ghost town. You could have probably, like, sat up in the top of the balcony and yelled, and someone in the ring would have been able to hear you and yell back.
Yeah.
Like, you know for a fact they were piping in crowd noise like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, I can believe that.
Quick, get the extras in the crowd. We need it to look full. You're not playing security tonight, Pete. You're a fucking random dude with this sign. Put on this head of the table shirt. Also, what do you think of Farmer Brock?
I'm fine with this new Brock. It's fun.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did he have a fucking old-ass flip phone?
Probably.
That he was showing pictures of in the ring?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Brock is pretty old school.
Yeah, I mean, that, and also it feels like with this gimmick they're leaning into the fact that he lives in the middle of goddamn nowhere.
Yeah.
So, I'm not against it. It doesn't make me like Brock Lesnar anymore. But it takes the edge off a little bit.
No, but it definitely makes him a face, which is weird.
Yeah, that's super fucking weird.
He's the face in this confrontation. And I know this day one match is probably just a setup for more matches.
Mm-hmm.
Roman.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of, like, day one, the matches that have been revealed after Raw Monday night are as such. We'll start from the bottom. You've got the Edge versus Miz. After we saw the Edge promo and the Miz promo, which tried to go up against the MJF CM Punk promo, both did a pretty good job, but, I mean, let's be real, CM Punk and MJF stole that fucking shit. Next, you've got the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, the Usos versus the New Day. You've got the Raw Women's Championship match, Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. WWE Championship match, Big E versus Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens versus Bobby Lashley. And then the WWE Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. So, thoughts on all these, Grayson?
Start from the top.
Edge versus Miz.
Terrible match. It's going to be stupid as fuck. Edge.
Alright.
And honestly, it's just a match to set up Miz, Maurice versus Edge and Beth Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, because of that, Miz will probably win with Maurice's help to bring in Beth Phoenix.
Yeah. But you're still going Edge?
No, I'll say Miz.
You say Miz? The logic is sound. I'll probably back the Miz as well. Granted, I still don't like him, but I'll back him. Alright, next, SmackDown Tag Championships. Usos versus New Day.
I'll say Usos this time, because they lost to the New Day last time, or they lost their pay-per-view match last time.
You're probably right. I'm gonna go New Day because fuck anybody associated with Roman Reigns, with the exception of Paul Heyman. I'm still okay with Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
he's more of a parasitic leech as opposed to someone actually associated with him. All right, Raw Women's Championship: Becky versus Liv.
Becky.
Yeah, I'm going Becky as well. All right, WWE Championship Fatal 4-Way: Big E versus KO. Yeah, Seth Rollins versus Lashley.
And this is for the title, so if Big E loses, it's a mistake. But hell, I'm just gonna throw Kevin Owens in as my choice for the dark horse, just because they re-signed him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm gonna put Kevin Owens there because I was like, this is Kevin Owens' contractual title run. Made him come back.
Nope.
You get to hold this belt through the Rumble, but Big E gets back.
Yeah.
And finally,
face.
Oh yeah, no shit. Finally, Reigns and Lesnar. The match that I have no desire to see at all. I lose no matter what because I have to back people that I don't like. So I'm going to say it's going to be Reigns. They're not going to have him drop that shit anytime soon.
So it is a title match and not just a regular blow-off match type deal?
Yeah, it's a title match.
It's a hard one to pick.
I know.
Because I feel like this is just going to keep going, and if Lesnar doesn't win, what's the point of keeping it going? But at the same time, it's fucking Reigns.
Mm-hmm. Nobody wins.
Yeah. Nobody wins.
You're saying double DQ?
A DQ of some sort, probably.
Alright, I'll write down DQ. Works for me. Alright, that is WWE Day 1. A very, very underwhelming card so far. Hopefully they flesh that out a little more, but if that's the whole card, then you might as well stop trying to run a show on fucking New Year's. You need to put that shit off with a fucking bang. You know?
No, I think the card is stacked. You just hate everybody.
There's one match that I think is stacked. That's for the WWE Championship. That's the only match with enough people for me to give a shit about. With the Becky match coming in a close second. The other three, and then Hip Hop Trio Migos, I don't give a shit. I'm just like, there is no wow factor to this at all for me.
Yeah, again, it's huge. The card is stacked, though.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's stacked.
It is. You've got Lesnar. You've got Reigns. Those are two of your biggest paid performers, and Reigns is probably still one of their biggest merch draws. Therefore, there's your two biggest dudes. You got Edge, who is also a giant name, versus The Miz, who's just long tenured. Then you've got Big E and Bobby Lashley, two of the biggest African American stars they got. And then you've got Kevin Owens, who just recently re-signed and is a fan favorite. You got Becky Lynch, who is the most popular women's wrestler in their roster, versus Liv Morgan, who's getting a sort of a renaissance because the whole fan base is behind her.
Mm-hmm.
So the card is stacked. It's just, again, I mean, and I'm there with you. It's just like whatever.
It's logically stacked, but not. It doesn't have a wow factor stacked.
Yeah, it's a stacked card, but it's still just the same people in a sense.
Mm-hmm. It's a classic WWE card.
Yeah,
it's the same people you see all the time.
I'll still be watching it as always.
I know. I mean, I'll wind up watching it to be able to talk about it. That's the way it's going to be. But
I'm actually excited about the Lesnar Reigns match. So you and I won't see eye to eye on that one, but you know, our thoughts on the two are the same. But I don't know, man. I like watching them two go at it with each other.
I will be excited if they go at each other and they just botch and go head to head and knock each other out. They're both sidelined for like a fucking year. And I'll be the happiest person on the planet. They can split each other's skulls by accident, and I will be like, I'm the champion now. I win.
Old man will. I hope they literally die. And that's how I win.
No. Just crack their heads and their sidelines. I won't wish death on them because they're not that bad. They just annoy the fuck out of me. I want them off of TV for a long time. But either way, let's wrap this bitch up and talk about some Kyle O'Reilly stuff. I'll let you take it because you know it all.
Yeah, so Kyle O'Reilly, he recently left NXT, and, it's really weird because everyone, WWE keeps talking about how they think, him and Johnny Gargano will be back. But then, I've been reading that it was essentially a no-brainer for Kyle O'Reilly to just say, nah, I'm good. Because the only job available for him with WWE, and I assume that means main roster, rather than NXT, is as a coach. Kyle O'Reilly is better than being a coach. Mm-hmm. So him leaving for him, if that's the case, yeah, I'd leave too. That's underutilization as hell.
No doubt. He doesn't even, come off as someone who should be transitioned into a coach, capacity.
Yeah.
He's still fucking young as hell. Compared to a lot of them, He falls into our age bracket. And in the wrestling world, that's still fucking peak performance.
Yes.
So, to say he's only good enough to be a coach, I'm like, the fuck are you on?
He's just a smaller built dude. And that leads into the other rumor, Now they're trying to, complain, the rumor internally is saying that now WWE doesn't have any big guys. And it's well, you literally released everybody. You got rid of Keith Lee and Braun Strowman, and Karrion Kross. Those were big dudes, in terms of size. Now, they didn't say big names, so I'm not going to say anything about, if it was more of, that's what they're saying, they don't have many draws, per se. But it's just you can't shoot yourself in the foot and say it was someone else.
I agree.
Just doesn't make any sense to me. So, hell, maybe they'll just pay EC3 and all his buddies just to get Braun back.
Who's to say? But speaking on EC3 and this little stable he's created, guess who just joined? This is another news moment from John.
Save that one. Let me enjoy Dynamite.
It's not Dynamite related.
Oh, okay, cool. Who?
Karrion Kross.
Oh, he just joined for Control the Narrative?
Uh-huh.
I'm cool with that.
Me too. It just... I think that right there tells you it's going to be more Impact related.
No, his lady has said that they're not going to Impact.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's pretty much we're not going back to Impact. So they may visit. That doesn't mean they're not going to sign there.
Gotcha.
Or it could mean they literally just won't go back. But that's what she said. We're not going back to Impact. She said that at that indie wrestling show she showed up at.
Ah, I see. Okay. But yeah, John sent that just a moment ago, and I saw it, and I was like, I'll be damned. We literally just got done talking that not long ago. And here's another little nidlet. And when you mentioned the fact that Karrion Kross had been released, I was like, perfect setup. You set him up and knock him down. But yeah, I'm stoked with the possibilities of this. And to circle back to it just for a moment, in EC3's promo, when he talked about the 3-letter companies, do you think this could mean that all of those guys are going to be a stable in New Japan? Since it's technically a 4-letter company?
Good.
I mean,
I mean, you could. I mean, it's not TNA, AEW, or WWE. Those are the big three.
And we could also, just because it's not dead, and because he mentioned it, ROH, another three-letter company.
NWA as well.
NWA also, but they're a little more small time. So I mean, it still works. It does still fit the three-letter company thing. So, lots of interesting things, a lot of stuff percolating. I like it. I like where we're at. It seems like good stuff. There's a lot of possibilities with just that one weird rogue element that control your narrative crew. I'm very for what could happen. Am I totally sold on their weird name? Not really. But the idea behind it is very good.
Yeah.
So I hope to see some really good shit come out of that crew. And now that they picked up Karrion Kross, on top of already having Adam Scherr as a Titan, and then EC3, who's no laughing matter, that's pretty solid big three for that group already.
Mm-hmm.
So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. All right, man. So, to take her out, we'll go ahead and say thanks for listening, everybody. We should be back with another episode next week, barring any unforeseen circumstances. I know we're getting ready to pop into the thick of the holidays. Hopefully, it won't throw anything off too much. We'll try to be back here with episodes the next couple times. I know Grayson is on hiatus for the next little bit. He's on a temporary Legends contract and for X amount of time because of Wii discussions coming into the mix. And, well, we'll see you when you get back either way, buddy.
Yep.
But with that, we want to thank everybody for listening. Keep telling your friends. Subscribe everywhere that you subscribe and listen. Anywhere you listen to your podcast at. We are everywhere except Pandora. So find us, listen, like, subscribe, tell your friends. All those stupid gimmick words that the YouTubers and whatnot say to make you subscribe to stuff. Pretend we said them. Do it. Give us a follow. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on all of them. They'll be in the show notes. I don't feel like saying them out right now. But if you feel like shooting us an email, it is p2pwrestling@gmail.com. That's P, the number 2, P, wrestling@gmail. Shoot us a line. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you to the couple people that did interact with some posts on Facebook. I do appreciate that.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I know, and it wasn't people that we personally know.
This is a good day.
It is a good day.
This is a good day. That just made me happy. And now you're telling me on the day I leave. That's what it is?
Because it just happened the other day.
Stand by my statement.
It just happened the other day.
You could have texted me. You've got my phone number. This is not a gimmick. We are literally brothers.
Yeah, it is true. We share family.
We are blood related. And we shared a room for 18 years.
So many years.
So many years and so many different twin-sized bunk beds.
Yeah. Most of the time, it was just us arguing about with each other about video games. So
yeah, what was it? Yeah. I'm better than you. Hey, now you just do the same fucking move. Can't beat it. Shoma. Shoma game was so strong.
Oh boy!
It's a Rival Schools reference if anyone knows who Shoma is.
And if we ever get big enough for fans to randomly send us shit, please send me a copy of Rival Schools.
PS1 complete with Evolution disc.
Yes. Fuck, if you just send me the Evolution disc, I'll also be happy. But yes,
I would like to get Rival Schools 2 on Dreamcast.
Oh god, fucking Project Justice?
Yeah.
Oh. But thanks, everybody. Enjoy our rants. We usually go off on one here pretty soon. I'm going to have to find some other people who will do a obligatory food rant with me. Since you'll be gone, we haven't done one in a while, and it's too late to start one now. Other than, I'll still say Bojangles is the superior Cajun-style Southern chicken place.
I mean, yeah, I can get on that. I can get on that train, but I still like KFC.
Well, I mean, I'm saying
Southern, yeah.
Spicy Cajun Southern.
Oh yeah, dude, no. Well, okay. I'll have to eat Popeyes again, but only because Bojangles will just like destroy my gut like Chick-fil-A does. Like, I don't know, man. If I eat one of their sandwiches, it's just like I live on that toilet. Something about their peppers or something. Like, it's not hot eating it, like there's heat to it, but for some reason, it just F's me up. But I still do it because I'm a glutton for punishment.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I have no issues with Bojangle Foods. It's just delightful for me.
Only their chicken sandwich.
I've eaten so many things, and I enjoy them all.
Yep.
The greatest thing, which they no longer have on their menu, was the Jambalaya Bowl. It was the greatest fucking menu item they've ever had, and I want it back. So bad.
Get a petition like everybody else.
Those don't work.
I know, but that's just what everyone does.
I know.
Hell, I'm still waiting for Taco Bell to bring back the volcano menu, because that shit was so good.
That was so fucking
the
good.
The volcano tacos, the volcano nachos.
I want the blackjack taco to come back. It was my favorite one.
And bring back your cooler and get some Choco Tacos again. I'll give you $1.50. That's 50 cents more than anywhere else.
I'm right there with you. I miss the Choco Taco.
God. Good.
All right. We still went on a mini rant.
Yeah, it's just what we do. And okay. I had to throw in the Salacious Savage in there. It's illegal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One day we'll get big enough to get Jay Lethal on here, and we'll have him do his Randy Savage, and we'll be like, all right, Salacious Savage, I want you to have a conversation with Randy Savage.
Just have nothing but sexual innuendos for everything.
It'll be glorious. I want it to happen. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week in some capacity.